There's something you've probably never said out loud. Not to your friends, not to the people who care about you, not even to yourself. You feel disconnected. Not just from people, but from life. You're surrounded by conversations, invitations, small talk, family gatherings, and yet you're not there. You're physically present, but internally distant. Like you're watching the world through a window you can't step through. And the most painful part is this: you don't even know why. Why the world feels muted, why people feel far away, why you can't reach the same emotional depth you once had, why you feel like you're drifting, even when you're not moving at all. Today, we're going to talk about the real reason behind that feeling, not the surface-level explanation, not "you're stressed" or "you need more social interaction." No, we're going deeper, into the parts of you that no one sees, into the psychology of disconnection and the quiet wounds that shape it. This is the truth you've always felt, but never had the words for. The beginning of disconnection. People don't disconnect because they don't care. They disconnect because, at some point, caring became painful. Somewhere in your history, someone made your openness feel foolish, your vulnerability feel dangerous, your emotions feel too much, or your presence feel unwanted. So slowly, quietly, without noticing, your mind began to close doors. One hurt taught you silence. Another taught you distance. A third taught you that understanding people is easier than believing they can understand you. And now, you live on a small emotional island you didn't realize you built. Not because you don't want connection, but because connection once hurt more than loneliness. Feel like a stranger in a familiar world. You know something most people don't. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Not because they don't care, but because your mind doesn't recognize safety. To you, closeness feels like risk. Being known feels like exposure. Opening up feels like you're giving someone a weapon they might use later. This isn't paranoia, it's protection. Your distance is not a flaw, it's a scar. A scar that formed when caring became exhausting and trusting became terrifying. So you learned to detach, to withdraw, to love people quietly from far away, to give only the safest parts of yourself, until eventually you forgot how to give anything else. The mind's secret defense mechanism. Most people think disconnection is a personality trait, but psychologists know it's usually the side effect of something deeper: emotional burnout. Not the kind you feel from work, the kind you feel from existing. When you've spent years being strong for others, managing your own storms, navigating unpredictable people, swallowing your feelings, dealing with loss or silence, hiding your pain, overthinking every interaction, pretending you're fine. Your mind eventually shuts down its emotional volume just to survive. You stop trying to connect because connection drains you. You stop trying to feel because feeling overwhelms you. You stop trying to belong because belonging feels temporary. Your mind chooses numbness over drowning, distance over disappointment, detachment over repeating the past. You feel disconnected because you feel too much. Here's the paradox no one tells you. Disconnected people are not emotionless. They are emotionally flooded. You're not cold, you're overwhelmed. You're not detached, you're overloaded. You're not distant, you're unprotected. You feel everything, too deeply, too sharply, too intensely. But since no one ever held your emotions gently, you learned to bury them instead of sharing them. That's why you disconnect. Not because you can't feel, but because you feel so much that expression becomes painful. The world exhausts minds like yours. Some people thrive in constant interaction. You're not one of them. You notice everything: the tone in someone's voice, the shift in someone's posture, the hidden meanings, the emotional weather in a room. You absorb it all, even when you try not to, especially when you try not to. That kind of awareness is a blessing and a curse. It gives you deep understanding, but it drains your energy. It makes you wise, but it isolates you. It makes you compassionate, but it makes the world loud. So your mind does what any overwhelmed system does. It shuts the door, just to breathe.
The secret nobody knows about you.
Despite all your distance, you are the kind of person who loves deeply, thinks endlessly, cares quietly, and feels intensely. You push people away not because you don't want them, but because you're terrified of being misunderstood. You disconnect not because you've given up on connection, but because you're still healing from the last time connection broke you. You isolate not because you prefer loneliness, but because your mind is tired of carrying everything alone. Disconnection is not your identity. It is your shield. How you begin to feel alive again. Disconnection doesn't end because someone pulls you out of it. It ends the moment you feel safe enough to put your shield down. And safety begins with small steps. Not opening your heart to everyone, but opening your heart to yourself. Not forcing connection, but allowing presence. Not pretending you're fine, but acknowledging you're hurting. Not chasing people, but choosing situations where your mind can breathe. Healing begins when you stop running from yourself. You're not disconnected because you're broken. You're disconnected because you were never given the space to exist as you are, without judgment, without pressure, without fear. You're not distant. You're cautious. You're not cold. You're protecting warmth that was never protected for you. You're not empty. You're overflowing in silence. And you're not alone. You're healing. If anything in this video felt like I was speaking specifically to you, it's because I probably was. You deserve connection that doesn't drain you, people who don't exhaust you, and a life where you don't have to disconnect just to survive. If you want more videos that help you understand yourself on a deeper psychological level, you can join me here on the channel. It means more than you know. Take care of your mind. It remembers everything you went through, even when you try to forget. Dr. Veyne.